Do you think it's because we're a very emotional country, and on some level, just as Indians, we value human life too much and human relationships too much?
Do we? I think we don't value human life enough. Let me give you a simple example. We don't, our killing isn't through acts of commission like Stalin or Pol Pot or Mao. It's through acts of omission. So, for example, to this day, every year 200,000 people die of tuberculosis. Have we ever tried to get rid of that? We have hundreds of thousands of deaths every year on the roads because of bad driving, bad signaling, whatever. Have you ever tried to fix our RTOs that give out licenses based on
Bribes.
pure corruption? Pure corruption. No. The point I made earlier that the Mao Zedong killed 7 times the number of Chinese that the Japanese Imperial Army did. By omission, I think the Indian government would have ended up killing, post-independence Indian government would have ended up killing, by not doing anything, more Indians than the Brits would have done over a similar 70-year period.
Wow.
I mean, imagine 200,000 people dying per year in road accidents plus TB. 400,000 people a year dying simply because of government inaction. That's like famine level, no? Bengal famine killed what, 3 million people? I know. Yeah.
Love Indian history, love Indian culture, but it's important to look at what happened outside of India as well. Especially if you intend on traveling all over the world.
Yes.
Your knowledge about Indian history is not going to win you years abroad, but your knowledge and ability to speak about chapters of world history will. That's how you
Exactly.
connect with people all over the globe.
Yep.
I kind of look at the knowledge levels that one has about global history and global affairs as a skill set.
It is. And you know why it's so important? Take America. America, you go to any country on earth, the best real estate in that capital would have been bought by the Americans 150, 200 years back. In Paris, the American embassy is right next to the Elysee Palace where the president lives. It's the same size as the president's palace, walking distance literally on the other side of the road. You go to England, prime land, originally in Mayfair near Grosvenor Park, and now they've got something by the riverside. And the best country house in Britain, the one for diplomatic showing off, belongs to the American ambassador. In Bangkok, the best diplomatic property is the American diplomatic property. In India, the best diplomatic property, and on Amrita Shergill Marg, they own about, which is, like the Malabar Hills of Delhi, they own about 10, 12 properties for all their chiefs of department and things like that. They had that global vision from the get-go, from 1776 when they got their independence. They were planning 150 years in the future to become a great power. They would go study everybody's history. You don't get that from American TV, which is so self-obsessed and self-referential. But there's a core bunch of wonks sitting in DC and government which were always thinking in terms of big, bigger, biggest, global. In India, we've never had that, right? First thing you need to do is universities, but Indians don't travel. They want to go to Europe to be seen. You have to have that photo by Mount Matterhorn in Switzerland. You need to be filmed outside the Colosseum. But what did you actually learn of Rome and how Rome became a great power when you went to Rome, right? American students go, French students, British students, they go all over the world and they learn and bring back stuff. We don't. We have never had that global perspective. And there's a counter argument, which is that India is a very different country that way. Other countries have had horrible dictators. What was the last horrible dictator we had? Sui generis to come out of India. We're the only third world country which never went down the path of dictatorship. And even there, when the emergency is the closest we come to a dictatorship, 75 to 77, what Indira Gandhi declared, she was too much of a Democrat and she herself dissolved the emergency and called for elections, right? So she wasn't even a very good dictator at that. So, even our dictators tend to be too democratic for their own. I don't know if it's for their own good or their own bad, but whatever.